So let me share the screen. I was reviewing what we're up to, and we
Yeah, that
are,
was a nice email, like to get with the review.
okay, good. Is it helping when I do that now?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I don't want to go too far. What is this thing? Okay. I don't want to go too far ahead, but I don't want to waste your time either. So I'll wait for Ashley, although I'm sure she knows these two. Don't forget, we're just going to go back one page and just 2 pages. The nun and the final nun, if you practice, you know, it's an N. It's never anything else. An N is an N is an N. Thank God. Other than the shape, it's the letter. It is what it is. And then these are the letters you know. So we did Dalit, and that's the D with the dent. And we finished off last week with the Kuf. And Kuf is that one letter, as I said, that goes longer than the box. It's a K sound. It looks a little strange. You know, some people will do this on their cheat sheet. Let me see if I can do it. Like, but that's an R, and then they kind of, there's the K. To me, that doesn't make any sense, but some teachers will say, well, there's the K right there. It's like, no, it's not right there. But so why confuse everybody? But again, the Kuf is the K. And so we learned that last week. If anybody practiced, that would be fabulous. And that's what we were up to. We're not going to learn a lot of letters today. I'm just going to do one new letter, a review of 2 letters for a specific purpose. And I'm going to begin Unit 5 with the Shiva, which is the hardest part of not making sense Hebrew. Other than that, it's not that bad, I don't think. So on page 29, it's Tzadi. TZ is a combination that doesn't exist in English, but we know lots of words that are TZ. Tzedakah, Sadik, the Sadik that holds the baby in the breasts. It's the root. It's that root that you're gonna say. So C, you have the ion looked a little bit like a Y. And last week I forgot who made a mistake and they made it to an English Y. The Tzadi, I guess one could say it looks like I don't know what, but to me it doesn't. To me, it kind of is its own little world. It's a strange looking letter, not that complicated, but it's just a kind of a diagonal down the bottom, and then to the right up on top. It just is what it is. So Sadi is a TZ. So you don't want to only T it, and you don't want to only Z it, because there will be a Z letter, and you know the T letters. So it is a T, like, you know, grandmother go T, T, T. I don't know, whatever. Or not, she would not do that. Let me make, so whoa, what did I just do? I hate when I do that. Oh, stop share. Okay, everybody's back. Now I screwed it up because I have to go back to the page I was on. Here it goes. Sorry about that. Everyone can see that? We all see the page, right? Okay.
Yeah.
I have not mastered this that well. I don't know why. So there it is. Sadi. If I spelt it in English, a TZADEE, Sadi. That's how I would spell it if I was spelling it in English. So again, that first line is C. Oh, tzitzis has that Sadi in it. Say, sa, so, do. Right?
Yeah.
Tzedakah, does that have the same?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
I'm so afraid to screw this up because I hope I'm recording it. Does it say somewhere I'm recording this to you?
Yes, you are.
Good. Okay, good. I thought I pressed it before I lost the page. Right, exactly. Tzedakah, exactly. So again, I'll just do line 2 because it's too easy to bother you with. Say, again, the aleph is silent. Said, say, sail, same, sane, sane. not so simple. And maybe you want to say that the tsadi and the ayin look similar in their
Yeah.
own uniqueness. Well, there is line 3. There's the tsadi and the ayin has no sound. So it's just say.
Say,
Why is the ayin there? We don't know. Say,
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 sake, stare, say, sate. It's a little tongue twisty-ish until you like put it in a word. So let's try line 4, making you do the harder ones, not the easy ones, aren't I nice? So Beth, do line 4, take your time. And remember, Aleph is silent no matter where he lives, unless he has a vowel. Giving you a hint.
Say, 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 tachem,
Good. Techem, perfect.
say, tachem, say,
Good. Perfect. Perfect. That's what I want you to do. That's why today, only this one letter, and we're going to talk about that Shiva, that up and down. It's a
Yeah.
million rules and it's time. So that's why I'm recording it. Hopefully Lenore will listen to it, but we'll do it tonight and we'll review it next time. Perfect. 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 And that's, it's a whole page on rules on the Shiva. So Elise, do line 5.
Okay. Say, 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 Tzichem,
Sitchem, Sitchem,
Tzichem.
Seit Sitchem, Seit
Say,
Sitchem,
oh, say, yeah, it's there again. Okay.
right?
Say Tzichem.
Good. That's it.
Say Tzichem.
Oh,
Yeah.
same thing. I'm sorry. Seit Sitchem. So in our song, I know I didn't call you when you Ashley yet, but let's just go back again to Shalom Aleichem. Let's look at line 6 and 7. They come right from the hymn, the song, the psalm, whatever. You know what we talked at the beginning, that there are not that many unique lines in Shalom Aleichem, but the last verse begins with the word Seitechem l'shalom, and there it is. Seitechem l'shalom, malachei hashalom, malachei el yon. The Y gets its own sound, that little guy. 5, 7. Me, me, lech, malech, ham, lachim. I know it's confusing why we say it sometimes we don't. I'll get to it in a minute. Kadosh Baruch Hu. Okay, we're going to keep going with this. But again, look at line 1, 3, 5, 7. In Shalom Aleichem, 2, 4, 6, 8 was the repeated all the time. The only difference were these first words and a little bit of the configuration of the last word. The last word on line 1 is different, but line 3, 5, 7 are all the same. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet. Ashley, you do line 1.
The one you just did?
Yep.
Okay. Shalom Aleichem. Malache.
Yes, 3 syllables. Perfect.
Shalom.
Perfect. Go ahead. Who are we up to? Elise.
Boachim,
Boachem.
Boachem,
Good.
Lashalom, Malakei, Hashalom.
Yeah, Malachei. You gotta practice your thinking.
Malakei.
Okay, Beth, do 5. It's okay. You did it right, except for the not enough gargling.
Barachuni,
Good.
Shalom, Malachei,
Good.
Hashalom.
And then we just all can do Seitechem l'shalom,
Shalom.
Mal,
Ah,
okay, ha,
Shalom.
Shalom. Oh, mitzvah has a tzadi in it. There's the
Oh.
bottom. There we go.
There we
The word
go.
mitzvah has, yeah, I forgot about that little word. Not that we don't know it. Do you all know the meaning of the word mitzvah? The literal meaning?
No,
Literal?
probably
What it
not.
mean? What's the word mitzvah mean?
Well, I thought like good deeds, but
Yeah, no, it
Not-
isn't.
not
That's an
Oh, wait.
example.
Is it no, it's like
Yes,
a
yes, there-
commandment
Yes,
or an
very
order?
good. Yes,
Yes. Okay, that was in one of our children's books.
yes. A mitzvah is a commandment.
Yes.
One of the 613 of them is to do good deeds, to visit the sick, to honor your parents, to don't kill people. There's 613. I call the ones we all know the top 10, like in a music list. But yes, it means commandment. So to conservative and to Orthodox, doing a mitzvah is not a suggestion. We're told to do it. You tzedakah, visit the sick, don't kill, do this. The Reform, it's more like these are the better ways to live with each other, and these are things that we should do in order to have a society that functions. But it's not God commanded you to. It's a little different how they define mitzvah and mitzvot. Plural is mitzvot. So again, I'm not going to do the whole song again, okay? But we could. So let's just do the letters again. Aleph, going down the right-hand side. Second letter is what?
silent.
The yud.
Ayin. It's an ayin.
I mean, sorry.
Yes, that's okay. So Aleph, we're just naming them. Or we could do the sound,
Okay.
anything you like. Aleph, Ayin,
A,
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 Bet,
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 Dalit,
Rish,
Dalet, good.
Lamed,
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 Kuf,
Ooh, good, good.
Resh,
Resh,
Rish,
Resh,
Shen,
good.
Tav,
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 his twin brother
Tav
Tav,
again,
Tav,
fraternal twins.
uh,
Tav,
Tav,
Mem,
Nun,
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 Sadi.
Sadi,
Right. So Baruch Atah, the H with the Yud, with the little apostrophe is just another way to say Adonai. And don't let it confuse you thinking, what word did I miss that starts with an H sound? You have to just know it. Sorry. So this page is very easy. We're not going to do a lot of new stuff today, but we do need to go through these couple of pages. This one page right here. It's just reminding you that the T is the T is the T is the T. Ta, ta, to, tu, ta, ta, te, te, t. I should have Elise do it. Elise, do line 2.
Ta, ta, te,
Nope.
oh, to, oh, no,
That's
te,
the girl. It's over it.
Yeah.
That's good.
no, to, wait, to, yeah, to, and then
That's it.
two,
Mm-hmm.
two,
Yeah.
ta,
Ta.
ta,
Ta, like in the word red. Eh. Short
Ta.
E. Right.
te, just a minute, te,
Ta.
te, just as, oh, te, yeah, and then, t,
Good. Very good. Very good. Very good. So Beth, do 3. These are words now. Just
They
giving you a
are.
hint. Giving you a hint.
Shabbat,
Good.
Notain,
Very good.
Oat,
Perfect.
He,
Perfect.
Oat, Oto,
Yep.
Otani.
Ota.
no,
Ni?
Nope.
New,
No.
New. No is correct. No,
Otanu.
you're wrong. That's right.
Otanu.
Right. Yeah. Yes, you're
I
correct.
was
Whatever.
looking at it that it was another letter.
Mhm.
Yes, yes. No tanu. It's an ooh.
Yeah.
It's like somebody punched him in the belly. So he goes, ooh. Okay. It's a little trick. Okay. And then we'll finish it. Ashley, do 4.
Okay. Tamid.
It's a D.
No.
Tamit.
No, you had it right the first time, but you had
Oh.
the wrong last letter. Tamid.
Wow.
What's the near Tamid?
That's okay. Yes, yes.
It's the eternal light.
That's what I meant.
Tamid. That's right. Good.
Tamid. Okay. And then
It's a little hard to
Ner.
say. Nair, right?
Ner. Tamid.
That's right. Eternal
Tamid.
light. Near
Okay.
Tamid. There it is.
Near Tamid. Who?
Big heavy thing.
Okay, so to rot.
What's the vowel over the vav? It's over
And
the vav. That's your
ta.
hint.
Oh,
Toe.
toe.
Right. Toe.
Toe rot.
Yes.
Okay. Ale.
Yep.
Tach. Tach. Lot.
Oh, close. You were so close. Tach.
Tach.
What's the one dot?
Leet.
Yes. Tach. Tach. Leet.
Tach.
Perfect.
Leet. Okay.
Perfect. Good. Now we'll go back to the beginning. So Elise, you're going to get ready to do this one. This is to remind you that the K is a letter and or it's silent. When is it always silent?
At the
Hmm.
end?
Right. When it's the last letter of the word, it's silent. Everywhere else, it's going to have a vowel or be connected, and it's an H. So Elise, do line 1. Now you have a hey there and a tav. Remember the hey has the hole in that leg and the tav is a toe.
Just a second, I'm trying to, okay. Is it line 5 though? That's what it says.
Yes. Take your time. No worries.
Hashabat.
Perfect. Look at it, everybody. Ha Shabbat. Perfect.
Okay. Hakadosh.
Hakadosh. Perfect.
Hashalom.
Yep.
Hasharet.
Perfect.
Harit. And then who?
Who. Perfect. 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 Have you been practicing?
Oh, well, I've been studying Yigdal.
Okay. Whatever
Oh.
you're studying. Perfect. It's perfect. So let's do 6. Well, we'll do 6. Beth.
Elohim. Elheinu.
What's the vowel in the lamed?
Eloheinu.
Right.
Elohechem.
Perfect. Perfect. Ashley, you want to do 7?
Sure. HaTorah.
Yep.
Haya.
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 Haya,
Okay.
like we're judo something. I don't know. Haya.
Okay. Notain.
Perfect.
Hatorain.
Hot toe is good. Hot toe what?
Hato. Da.
Okay.
I cannot keep those separated. I
There you
can't.
go. The
Like
resh
the
is
in
rounded
and
the
the
dalet has a
resh
dent.
and the
And the dalet has a dent. There you go.
yes, yes.
So hot toe ra. And the H
Okay.
is silent. You see, there's an example of
Yes.
the hey being the last
Okay.
letter. Why it's there, just to make us nuts. We don't know. And there it is. And let's just all look at line 8. We should just do it together. Ta. Baruch.
Baruch.
Ata. Baruch.
Ata.
Adonai.
Adonai.
We say it. Next line again.
Okay.
Baruch.
Baruch.
Ata.
Ata.
Adonai.
Eloheinu.
Good.
Melech.
Melech.
Olam.
Perfect. So it's
Okay.
just a review. Silent H, real H, sounded H, don't sound the H. Whoops, what'd I do? Just having fun. Okay, again, there are the letters and the vowels, you know. I mean, look at this. It's a lot of stuff over there, right?
Yeah.
Buzzing right along. I'm not gonna go to, whoa, what am I doing? I'm erasing with the thing that writes. Okay, okay, okay. All right, so I'm gonna make it a little smaller so I can make you all nuts. The vowel is the shava. I've been talking about it for weeks. And so this is important because it's confusing and it's never going to get much better than being confused. I say and I own it. When a word begins with a shava underneath it, as I've told you, it's almost like there's an apostrophe, almost like the I in pink. Bih, b'nai breath, you know, whatever, bih. I'm not going to read these words to you. Just look at the lines, just 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. We're not going to read the words. Just look at the first letter. Bih, si, bih, shi, ki, lamed. Okay, so the second line. Li, ni. You just like, you sound it as if it's the I in pink in my color chart, a soft little I. So you can get that. That's easy. When it's the first letter of the word, you sound it always with that kind of I sound. Second rule is easy also. When a shava ends a word, at the end of a word, why that shava is shoved in that final chaf, we don't know. Remember I said I have no idea why it's in there. I still don't know why it's in there, but it's silent. So you do have to know when it starts the word you sound it, when it ends the word you don't. That's the easy part. Trust me, that's the easy part. What makes it confusing is when it's in the middle of the word. I'm not going to do the short and the vowel yet. In fact, I'm going to screw this up. I know it. If I screw it up, remind me I'm on page who knows what. Okay. What makes it confusing is when it's in the middle of the word. So if Hebrew is phonetical, I think that's a word. If it's not, I've created that word. Phonetics, phonetical, we'll make it. It's letter word, letter vowel, letter vowel, letter vowel. The shava is sounded when it's the beginning of a word. It's also the same sound when it's the beginning of a syllable. I'll show you in a minute. So what happens, let's see if you can figure it out. It's logic, if you can follow my train of logic. What happens if you're looking at a word and 2 letters in the middle, not one, because the one gets it either sometimes it's silent and sometimes it's not, because you don't know which is a syllable and when it isn't. That sometimes we connect it and sometimes we don't. You just have to learn the words. That's screwing part. When it's 2 letters in the middle of a word, the rule for when it starts a syllable is the same as when it starts a word. And if it's 2 in a row, then you cannot, then the second one is going to be silent, as if it was ending the syllable. I can't do it.
So can you read some words?
Yes, of course I can.
You just
So,
said maybe that will help.
Right. And then there's a fifth part of this is what happens, and I'll show you this in a minute. I just want to get this on the tape. When you have a letter that has a regular vowel, and we've seen this, a regular vowel, the little line, the little T, and you have the shava next to it. Well, you get letter, vowel. You can't get a letter with 2 vowels. You can't, trust me. You're going to see it, but you can't pronounce 2 things at the same time. It shortens the sound. You don't emphasize that syllable. The emphasis will go on the first. So now that I've said that all, totally confusing. It's going to stay confusing for about a year. Okay. Okay. So let's do this now in order of how he wants us to learn it. Now, it's going to go through all those phases of what I just said to you. So let's just look at the first 3 lines, knowing, I'm telling you in advance, you're going to know that these are sounded shavas. So either they're the first letter of the word or the first letter of the syllable. It's telling you up front, trust me, this starts the syllable, say that shava, say that it. Okay? So the first one is bi, racha. Okay, biracha. Tzedakah. Berit. Shema. Kedusha. You get that. You can, we'll do that. We'll have you do that all together, but you get that. I think I made it pretty easy on that one. The second line, same. I won't make it confusing yet. Le shalom. Lecha. Lechu. Nira na na. Okay, so let's take apart this one first. Ni ra ne na. So one could, so it's telling you up front, you're going to hear it in each one of those. Every time I want to erase, I keep going to the marker. Okay. Go back to that same one. Ni ra ne na.
Mhm.
Now, one could argue or question, how come it's not niran na? How do we know that second N, there's 3 in that stupid word, the second one is not the last syllable of the ra, the resh? And it just isn't. I'm sorry. That's my best explanation. It's like your mother. It's because I told you so. Niranana. That's a tough one. Let's pass it for a moment. We know we're sounding these first 3 lines. So we know it. Let's look at the next line on the line 3. This is, I promise you, this is the hardest thing you're ever going to have to do. Ma le che. So how come it's not malche? Because it isn't.
Sure.
I'm sorry. Malache. Ha melachim. Now he spaced it so we see the syllables. You see that in that second word, right?
Yeah.
So you know you're saying it. But if you weren't, if it was in a print, you'd go, how do I know? Because it isn't. This next one, ba re chu ni. He spaced it out. You see, it's 3 syllables. First in a syllable, first in a word, you say the it. Don't hate me yet. Say techem, the word we were just practicing. Say techem l'shalom ki de shanu. We know that each one of those, we were going to either be the first of the word, which is an easy rule, that we all got. First of a syllable, that's more gray. The other's black and white. Let's take a look. Trust me, we're going to do this a lot till we kind of look at these and know them sight words, because otherwise it'll be really confusing. Silent Shava is when we were told it ends a word or ends a syllable. And again, he put the syllables spaced out for us. It is mal ache. It's not malech ache. He did that for us. One could argue, don't worry about the aleph, why he has the Shabbat too, because that's the 5th rule. Just ignore that for a minute. Mal ends the syllable. That's why it goes with the mem. The aleph has the a. Mal ache. El yon. The lamed ends the syllable. It's silent, that Shabbat. Why isn't it el yon? Because it isn't. Trust me. I asked better teachers than I, how do you explain it? They said, because I said so. It's like, okay, no, it's because it is. Look at the line 5. It won't get easier, but we'll get used to seeing it and know those words. Let's look at line silent Shabbat. Did we do? Okay, we did 5. Oh, no, we didn't. Baruch. Why the Shabbat needs to be in the end of the letter and you don't say it is beyond us. It's silent. So why it's spelled that way, I don't know. Why are half the words in English have an E at the end for no reason it's silent? I don't know. Baruch and Melech. Both are spelled with the Shabbat inside that final chaf, but you don't hear it. Just because. So here's when it gets tricky. If it's not already. When it's both. Chad. Again, he spaced it. So we know it ends a syllable.
Right.
So we're not going to get confused because he gave us the cheat on it. L'chad, leak. Chad, it's silent. It ends a syllable. Shecha. First letter of a word or a syllable, you sound it. Last letter of a syllable or a word, you don't. Okay, I have to give you one more example, if I could possibly do this. And I'm not using anything except the top of my head. So what if I did, I'm just trying to think if it'll work. I just made it up. I have no idea. It's not a word, trust me. Two together. Never could you have them both sounded. So it's telling you right there, there's your syllable. Two together, that's an easy rule. When you see that, easy. First one gets sounded, doesn't get sounded, he's ending a syllable. Second one gets sounded because he's beginning a syllable. So even though it's confusing to look at it, that's the easy rule. Hit, whatever. I just made it up. But easy. This one you don't hear it, and this one you do. Two together is easy. We should all have it easy like that.
So did you read line 6 already? Because
I could and I didn't. I don't think I did.
okay. I was trying to understand that last word.
I know. So here we go.
As you were saying that. Okay.
The author separated the syllables for us, so we're not going to get confused. So we know it's le, chad, leak. The word is lechad leak, maybe if you put it together, but you know it's ending. Well, in that case, he just made the space. Lechad leak. Lechad leak near Shel Shabbos, Hanukkah, whatever. Kad, there's your Dalit, Ashley, there's your Dalit. Cod, like the fish, cod liver oil or cod, whatever. Shecha.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Now I'm going to just keep going, but we're not done with this. We're going to do this a couple of weeks till we get this. Here's the fifth, and I've lost track of these rules on Shabbat. When you have, as I said, a Shavah is the up and down, next to a regular vowel, the Shavah doesn't have its own sound. It's never that if sound. Forget it. It loses its own value, but it has a purpose. Does that make sense? It shortens the vowel, but the vowel is still what the vowel was. It doesn't have its own sound. It's like a musical note. It's telling you to put the emphasis somewhere, but it doesn't change the note. It's just a signal in the pronunciation of words. Listen to the first one. Aleichem. You don't say Aleichem. It's Aleichem. It shortens it. It didn't change the under that ayin. It shortened my saying it. Mal ache. Not mal ache, mal ache. It's like where you put the emphasis on the syllable. Adon. It's Adon, not Adon. It's Adon. Adon, alam, Adon, alam, Allah. Okay. Eloheinu is the word, but it's not Eloheinu, it's Elohim. You just shorten the sound. Eloheinu, Asher. Asher. All right, line 8. Baruch Atah, I'm waiting to see it. Adonai, here it is. Eloheinu, Melech, Ha'olam, Asher. Just changing it a little bit. Okay, I am not going to do more because this, we really end up needing to look at these and cite them eventually because these are words that we know, this last grouping. Hold on, let me erase again.
Okay, so I just realized that's what happens in Ileana.
Yes,
Yes. Okay. That makes sense.
there you go. So now let's go back to the top of it. Even though I could do more letters and stuff, I don't want to go that far ahead because this has to be absorbed. Like it does. So let's again look at the double arrow right there, unit 5. It says at the top, I guess, of the box. Baruch Atah Adonai. There it is. The Shiva with the vowel. Eloheinu. Melech. No reason for that inside that. Ha'olam. The world, the whole world. Melech, the king of the whole world. Asher. Now, Kidishanu. Someone could say, now that's a really fair question. No one asked it, but I'm making believe you asked it. How come it's not Kidshanu? Because it isn't.
How do you say that again?
Kidishanu.
Slower, slower.
Yes. So let's take, I'm going to make it really big. We're doing in the box, the second line, second word. So how come, or how do we know that the Dalet begins or ends his own syllable? Why is he not Keed with the K and the E? Keed Shanu. We know it doesn't go with the shun. I mean, we don't even worry about what goes past it. But why does the Dalet not go? How do we know he's not the end of a syllable versus being his own syllable? And I don't have an answer for you. It just isn't in that word. I know that's not very satisfactory. I know it. That's why you got to go to synagogue and say, what does my rabbi say when he gets to that word as you're learning your Yigdal, who is saying that, Elise, practicing that or whatever. How does he pronounce it? Some will combine it and some won't. You know, I guess it's what his father and there's not a necessarily right answer. And every time you pronounce something, it is what it is. Kiddushanu. That's how you know we say it. You've all heard that word. Kiddushanu. We don't say kidshanu. You know the word. So it's kiddushanu. And it becomes the Dalet his own syllable. Kiddushanu. Be meets. Now here, meets. Now I can't get more confusing than this one. I mean, let's go to the most confusing one we see here. And I'll give you that it's terrible. Okay, look at this word. Be meets. That's the vav is an O by its a vowel, a thing by itself. Tough. Okay, you know this word. Be meets bo tav. Now, why isn't it pronounced any? I mean, think about it. How many combinations could that be? Anybody call out? What else could you say there? There are other things you could say. What else could you say, Ashley?
The mitzotov?
Yeah, you could say
Like,
bami so, just like the O belongs
right.
to the right without the V sound. Right. Exactly. The tav at the end that doesn't confuse anybody. It's just
Right.
there. Right. So it's because we know the word. Be meets vo tav. You know, this is a lesson and my mother told me, and that's why it is. You know, that's the best answer I can give. Go ask a better scholar than me.
So the V is just, we all just agree that it's there, even though nobody
Yes,
sees it.
we do. We do. It's not an O holder for the tzadi. It has its own sound. He's a V there. And the tzadi's vowel is the I from the tzi, like it's a first letter of a syllable. Beginning and ending that syllable, to be honest. Bamitz or bamitz, yeah, bamitz, I'm sorry, bamitz, I'm sorry, I said it wrong, I think. Let me go back. Where's this thing? Draw. Be meets
Oh,
bo tav. So the tzadi is the end of a syllable of the mem. You don't hear it. It doesn't have anything to do with the V next to it that's holding a space with a no vowel over it. And it's just because. Ba mitzvot tav.
Okay, but we haven't learned the V,
yeah, we haven't learned that yet.
Okay.
right?
No.
Okay. Okay, I'm just checking because I'm feeling a little crazy now.
Okay.
Okay,
So it's because in unit 5, that's where we're going. That's our goal.
yes, okay,
The top is our goal. By the time we're done with unit 5, you will.
okay,
But I was trying to just more show you the shabazz than the letters that you know or
yes.
don't know. And so there you go. So again, this last thing with the double arrows, Baruch. I don't even know what that is. Where are the vowels? We're not even, I'm not making you crazy. Don't even look at it. Not
Melech,
even,
kind
don't,
of.
that's no, it can't be right. There's no vowels.
Okay,
You know, there are print, you know, sometimes you find errors in books. All right. So I would suggest for no other value is to just look at this page again. You can go back to the one letter we just learned, the tzadi, but if you just, you know, here's the cheat sheet's already here. You know that lines 1 through 3, you're going to be sounding the Shabbat. He made it so that you're going to see it and you're always going to do that sound. You know in advance that lines 4 and 5, it's silent. You just know it. So the only reason I want you to practice it and know it's silent is because hopefully they can become sight words for you. If you don't do line 6, it's okay with me. Let's just master when you know it's there and when you know it's not. Let's not get confused and how come it's sometimes and sometimes it is and sometimes it isn't. So I would say if I was doing homework, can you do your homework? I would say just do 1 through 5 a few times. Make sure you say it every time in 1 through 3 and make sure you don't say it in 4 and 5 so that you can get used to those words. And then we'll keep reviewing it and do the boths another time and the shortening of the vowel another time, because I'm just going to stop sharing. You know, if you want to ask your rabbi or a teacher you have in your building, if you know them, why is the Shabbat so confusing? How are you supposed to know when it's in the middle, if it ends a syllable or not? I don't know if I'll have a better answer than you have to know the word.